And hey, good Friday morning, everyone. 7:30 now on your Friday. We continue to follow some breaking news this morning involving an officer-involved shooting. This happened on State Route 89, and as a result, a portion of State Route 89 is closed at this time due to that officer-involved shooting that we're told happened around 4 o'clock this morning. All right, Melissa, and you said that this was some sort of hostage situation, that the suspect was holding a woman hostage. Do we know anything about her current condition?
You know, she is said to be okay.
Thank you so much for joining us this noon. I'm Samantha Boatman. The big story that everyone is talking about is the potential flooding that we could see as we head into the weekend. For more on that, we're going to send things over now to meteorologist Cassie Wilson, who is tracking this storm and flooding. Cassie. And I'm Samantha Boatman alongside Cassie Wilson here at 5 o'clock on your Thursday morning. And a big day weather-wise. We are all waiting. Will Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow, or will he not? Of course, indicating more spring or winter.
Exactly. It's the biggest weather day of this.
Meanwhile, 2 correction officers continued to be held hostage at a prison in Delaware this morning. The 2 were among 4 prison employees and a handful of inmates taken hostage at the James T. Vaughn Correctional Center Wednesday morning. Welcome to that special expanded version of News 4 today. We, of course, are on the flood watch this morning. Sounds like the worst of it has passed. Of course, that Truckee River cresting at 12:45 a.m., but we are continuing to follow the crest that will be happening in Sparks later this morning.
Right.
Well, President Donald Trump's immigration ban is having an effect on some UNR students and scholars. The university is recommending that they remain in the U.S. for the next 4 months if they are from any of the 7 countries listed in the ban. But when one of Kendra's advisors found out that her father probably won't make it to see his youngest daughter walk across the stage in May, she planned a ceremony the family will likely never forget.
This is such a great story. News 4's Olivia DeGaneiro explains why she's celebrating her almost graduation.
911 calls following an officer-involved shooting at Hug High School were released yesterday. The calls come from the City of Reno Dispatch Center and begin just before 11:30 in the morning on December 7th. Diane Tao has more on what the recordings revealed. Reno firefighters set a Christmas tree on fire yesterday to show the potential dangers of a dry tree. Fire Marshal Trey Palmer says that heated rooms can dry out natural trees, increasing the fire danger. Boil water order is still in effect for the residents of Lockwood and Story County and will be until tomorrow. According to county officials, a water line was damaged during the flooding on Sunday evening, but they say that the water line has since been repaired. Actually, are going to get the forecast with you in just a second, but first wanted to get you up to date on some breaking news this morning. Fire crews are on the scene of a structure fire in the 4600 block of Spring Drive. That's just off of South McCarran Boulevard in southeast Reno. And hey, welcome back, everyone. Well, it is Thursday, but it is never too early to start talking about the weekend. The affiliate team to the Reno Bighorns, they're hosting a special game night coming up this weekend. Here to tell us all about the Sacramento Kings affiliate night is Keenan Poland, the president of business operations, and of course, the Bighorns mascot. Can't forget Bruno there. Morning, guys.
Morning.
I need something that locks my fridge and won't let me unlock it or my pantry until I've run 3 or 4 miles.
I like your idea. Lock out your Facebook.
Yeah, lock out my Facebook until I get some exercise in. Something's got to happen.
There. How you doing?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. My name is Samantha. I'm from News 4 on Fox 11. We are savoring the season. What is your name?
Michelle Dillard.
Michelle, we are going to be paying for your groceries today.
No way.
Yes, we are paying it forward this holiday season, and we just want to take the burden of just groceries off of your shoulders, and we just wanted to help you out this holiday season. And put that card back today. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we are savoring the season, and we have partnered up with Save Mart Supermarket, and we are going to pay for your groceries today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. What's your name?
Debbie Siegel.
Debbie, what are you shopping here for today?
Just stuff I'm running out of and baking things and
Yeah.
dinners.
Are you getting ready for the holidays? Do you have any big plans?
I'm making fudge right now to send back east.
We just wanted to say happy holidays and have a great Christmas.
I felt helpless.
Marty and Jim Reedy moved into their home on Circle Drive about 2 years ago. At that time, they say the house across the street from them was like any other on the street, occupied and taken care of. That is until both owners passed away. They say the family trust stopped paying the mortgage, and mortgage company Morgan Stanley didn't foreclose on the home, so it sat abandoned and created an eyesore in the upscale neighborhood.
And even though we were new, they just said, you know, we're in this together, and what can we do to help alleviate the situation.
So the Reedys and others turned to their neighbor John Olson, who would eventually represent the neighborhood in a lawsuit against Morgan Stanley Loan Trust and the family estate who legally owned the home.
All the landscaping died.
The house fell into disrepair. A squatter moved in who was raising chickens in the house.
Last fall, the wheels of the lawsuit started turning, an option both Olson and the Reedys say was the last resort.
First things people said when we started talking about a lawsuit is, if we're in this for money, we shouldn't. You may just not stay at the meeting because it wasn't about the money.
Marty says it was about upgrading the property and getting a nice family to move in. Olson and the neighborhood went ahead with the lawsuit, and this past Wednesday, a judgment was ordered in the amount of $1.1 million to be paid by Morgan Stanley. Now, according to the judgment, Morgan Stanley failed to answer the lawsuit, so the amount was awarded by default.
They're too big to take notice of us. They apparently don't care about it. What's $1 million here and there to Morgan Stanley.
The neighborhood was also awarded the title of the home. Neighbors say the money awarded will go into repairing the home.
Now the work begins. We've got to clean this place up and, as I say, find a nice family to move in. And
Richardson says her husband Bob fell in love with flying after joining the Air Force. For years he flew. He even owned a Cessna 421, the same Cessna that went down in Sierra County yesterday afternoon. Cindy says Bob's death hasn't been confirmed by the coroner, but she knows it was his plane and he was the pilot.
He just had a love affair with flying. He just loved it. So I'm glad he was doing what he loved to do.
The NTSB was out at the crash site all day. They say the pilot of the plane told air traffic control he was starting to lose control. Then at 13,000 feet, they lost all contact and the plane went off the radar.
Once we acquire the wreckage and recover it, we will do a more in-depth examination of the wreckage.
The pilot filed a flight plan from San Jose to Reno. According to the NTSB, the pilot was talking to air traffic control out of Oakland during the Mayday.
End goal is to try and determine what the cause was. But we look at, the saying is we look at man, machine, and environment.
Cindy hopes the investigation can allow some closure. She says her husband was loved by many.
He has so many friends and family that love him. He was an amazing man. His family just adored him.
Welcome back, everyone. Acrophobia, the official term for a fear of heights. Do you have it?
Oh, most certainly do. You put it to the test, too. Sam and I faced it head on. Here's a look.
Well, I'll be cheering you guys on from the bottom.
The 2-mile drive from the station to the GSR felt more like 100 miles, especially when we saw the swing.
Not only will you be smashed to bits and pieces, but into a big pile of rocks.
So what exactly were we getting ourselves into?
Swing is a combination of skydiving and hang gliding.
A perfect combination for two people afraid of heights. Not.
Well, ever since I was a little kid, I hated walking in parking garages, outside parking garages. Like I'd be in a hotel and they'd have balconies that looked over the big foyer of a hotel or something. That would freak me out too. I just have these images come into my head. Oh my God, what would happen if I fell?
And boy, were we about to fall. Here are the swing facts.
We tow you up 180 feet up into the air, and then someone pulls the ripcord, and it's a free fall of 60 feet going 70 miles an hour, 6 feet from the ground.
Connor Fountain, can you repeat that?
It's a free fall of 60 feet going 70 miles an hour.
Bill, you are definitely pulling the cord.
You guys didn't eat a good breakfast, did you?
You like apple fritters?
All right, well, we got all suited up and it was time to get hooked up to the swing. I think both of us had second thoughts about this whole thing while we were walking up to this platform.
I'm already scared.
All right, go ahead and drop the bar.
Make sure you tighten that on my feet, man.
Oh my gosh.
The whole process took about 30 seconds, but it felt like 30 minutes.
You're gonna be literally falling into the camera. You ready?
No.
3, 2, 1.
Make sure you get a good look at Bill Frankmore's face. Okay, now we are hanging, and still hanging, but that was better than what was about to happen next.
Why are we turned?
Hey, Jeremy, let's begin.
Oh, why are we going this way?
Because I'm just loosening the slack out of the cable to give you a better ride, that's all.
A better ride or a faster ride?
Oh my God.
This sucks. I kid you not.
180 feet.
That's high, dude.
When we got to the top, we bounced around, then it was time for Bill to pull the cord.
3, 2, 1,
those rocks?
Let's watch that again in slow motion. I can't even begin to explain the feeling of falling headfirst to the ground, but at least we can say we did it. Connor says we aren't the only ones who have faced their fear on this ride.
Been quite a bit of people over the years that I've been doing this that actually do it and try to, you know, check it off the bucket list or something.
And there are pictures to prove it. Kids as young as 4 have done this, and also a brave woman at the age of 91. Bill, I think our picture should make it as the most scared news anchors. Until next time, Heights. Until next time.
I
Nice
still
job.
get sick to my stomach
Nice
just looking
job.
at that. Now, Ryan and Sharam from Fox 11 also did the swing, and you can see
Sharam's
that
a
video.
photographer and Ryan Kern, of course,
yes,
a reporter.
on our Fox 11 Facebook page.
I remember I hear one of them saying, I'm not going to say who, but hold me.
Well, yeah, because you're like
You
this.
do it this way, yeah.
And then as soon as you kind of start flying a little bit, they're like, let go of each other. And so we tried to let go, but then we were too scared and grabbed back on. But yeah, it's very scary.
And so
but
were those two,
yeah,
apparently.
if you want to try